Yeah. All right. So without further ado, Ben Carman, the CTO of Mutiny Wallet, an all-around cool guy. Let's give a warm welcome to Ben. All right. See you now. Excellent.
Cool. So, who here knows what Mutiny is? All right. Sweet. Well, Mutiny is it's a Lightning wallet, Bitcoin wallet, and we started this about a year ago actually. Where today there's a lot of Bitcoin wallets, but a lot of them are kind of we saw like two problems mainly. One of them they're all built in the app stores. So if you remember in like 2014, Apple and like Google just banned every Bitcoin wallet from the app store, and now it's like your Bitcoin's gone kind of thing. So one thing we tried to solve with that is Mutiny is entirely built in the web. So like you can click this button and you have like Mutiny Wallet running like in your browser. So you basically need to shut down the internet now to shut down Mutiny, which is a lot harder. And so that's a really nice part. But the other thing that we are going out to here, where's our blog? Is we recently have already started going down this path of most Bitcoin wallets today are kind of focused on, you show an invoice or scan an invoice or like copy paste, a Bitcoin address. And that's about it. And like it works very well, but it's kind of like really boring and it's not really like fun to use. The only time you ever use it's like because you're making a payment, not because it's like something you want to use. Versus like, today we have things like Venmo, these $billion startups, and like they are a lot more fun to use. And they have laughing people on their website, and it makes it like these they're capturing the normies, and it's like if we want want to make the circular economy, we kind of need to capture the normies eventually. And so that's kind of like one of our goals is like make a wallet that like everyone can use, and it's like a lot more fun to use. So we started going down this like social route with Noster. Do you guys know what Noster is? I see some head shaking. That's good. So I guess I'll just go a quick overview. But yeah, we have a lot of like basically features for Noster nowadays because we started with none and it just kept getting like more and more use of Noster stuff. So we just added more and more. So one of those is one-tap zaps where you can link Mutiny to any Noster client and immediately zap people from it. Like I said earlier, we're uncensorable, so no app store can shut us down. Open source, of course, and yeah, as well, it's completely self-hostable. So even if like the FBI seized our domain and like you can no longer access Mutiny, well, code is open source. You can just self-host Mutiny on your own domain, and now you're good to go. And there's a lot of people that do that. And it is also available on like Start9 as well. So like there's a lot of easy one-click solutions. And we have some coming soon features here: synthetic USD and CoinJoin. Those are pretty far away if they ever do come, but maybe one day.
And you guys have the Lightning address now too.
Yeah, Lightning addresses. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll get to that soon.
Okay.
So yeah, I am the CTO, but also Tony Giorgio, CEO, and Paul Miller, he's the CPO. They didn't make it today, but yeah, that's most of it. And I opened up some links about like Lightning and Fediment just to kind of go through things. So, like a lot of people when they use Lightning, they use something like Alby or like Wall Satoshi or something like that, where those are custodial platforms, and then someone else is like running a Lightning node for you. Versus Mutiny, the entire Lightning node is running inside of your phone or your web browser. So it has some trade-offs there, but it's a lot more self-sovereign, where it's a lot harder to get rug pulled and all that stuff. So how many of you guys know what Lightning is? Okay, everyone, perfect. So I guess I can breeze through Lightning, but the basic idea is you have these channels, and you have to set these up to make payments and stuff. And I guess I don't know. I opened this up right before, but yeah, the main idea is like these channels, and that's kind of like our main inhibitor. Is with Mutiny, like today, you need to open a channel to get started. So our minimum channel size is about 100,000 sats. Just because anything smaller, you end up paying like half the channel into fees, which isn't good. So, but 100,000 sats is about $70. So trying to get someone to say like, hey, use Mutiny, give me $70 versus like, the way that like Venmo and Cash App Bootstrap is, here's $5, use my app, please. So, trying to win that battle is extremely hard. So that's been like our main problem for the last year as we've been working on this. So recently we added something called Fediment, which is a way to kind of fix this problem for us, as well as some other problems. So like Fediment is it's not kind of Bitcoin. It's Fediment is a federated custody model. It's similar to like something like Wall Satoshi, where you have your money custodied for someone else. The nice thing about Fediment though is it's a federation. So instead of like having this unknown company Wall Satoshi holding all my money, you can have a federation hold it for you. And the nice thing is it's a protocol, so it doesn't have to just be like Wall Satoshi's proprietary API. If this federation starts being malicious, I can pull my money out and put it into a different one, and it's the same protocol, so I can use the same app and everything like that without having to have to download a new app or move everything over. And that fear of rug pull is a lot easier to do because you can like automate your you want to check the bank and do a bank run real quick. It's a protocol. It's easy to do, and everyone can do it at the same time very easily and stuff. So that's kind of the idea of like they advertise here, like I can zoom in for you guys, but the spectrum of custody. And the nice thing is it's if I have it on here, it's completely interoperable with Lightning, so you can have Bitcoin in this Fediment and make Lightning payments to and from it. So it's not like you're like with most like before Fediment and things like that, you'd have like a Bitcoin wallet and a Lightning wallet, and they're kind of separate things. And if someone gives you a Lightning invoice, we only have on chain, it's hard to pay that and stuff like that. Because like Fediment is able to speak everything, so it kind of fixes those problems for you. Where if someone just gives you any invoice, you can just pay it from Fediment. You don't have to worry about what kind of thing it is and stuff like that. And but yeah, and as long as it's Fediment, it's allowing us to add a lot of new features. So like earlier this week, we launched Lightning Address. We have a lot more features planned that kind of are only really possible, at least in a mobile context, in a self-custodial mobile context with Fediment, because a lot of these things either require like always online servers, which your phone isn't a server, or it requires things like having direct access to a lot of things that isn't possible, but the Federation does. And as long as you trust the Federation, you can do a lot of cool things.
How many federations are out there right now? Do you know?
So there's a few. So I can show you guys. Actually, let me just. Actually, we'll get to that in a minute. So
Sure.
I want you guys to all, if you can open up your phones and go to app.mutinywallet.com, and it'll, unless you already have the app, but it should spin up here. Let me do it on a fresh browser.
What's the website?
Mutinywallet.com.
App.mutinywallet.com.
If you go to mutinywallet.com, there'll be a big red button that'll say use Mutiny.
For normies.
Yeah. Otherwise, app.mutinywallet.com. And let me know when you guys are at this screen.
It's cool. Yeah, nice website. I like the dark color. You gotta put a mark on that Bitcoin at the speed of light.
All right, so yeah, once you're in here, you can hit new wallet, and that'll spin up a wallet for you. And this is also spinning up a Noster account for you. So like I said, we're trying to reach all those normies, and instead of like having these invoices everywhere that's just scanning and pasting QRs that it's ugly, we want to pay faces, pay people, and it looks cool. So you can set up a profile. I'm just gonna put like I don't know, I have pictures on here. That's the thing. I can do a real picture here. I'll do a picture of cilantro guy, and it'll create a wallet for me. And boom, so like now I have like this is running like in my logs. I have like a Lightning node running now. It's running a Bitcoin wallet.
Is it LND or C Lightning?
It's all LDK.
LDK. Okay.
So yeah, so like that was something that was like hard for us was yeah, go ahead.
Can this be done on a desktop?
Yeah. So
That's great.
so everything like runs in a web browser. So like basically anything with a web browser can run it. Like we have that on our marketing site, like trying to run it anywhere. At one point we ran it on an Xbox because like so like we've tried a lot of things. Our goal is like finding like a fridge with a browser and try to do it there. But one day. But yeah, so you were asking how many federations there are. So
Yeah.
when you first create a wallet, you should have this join federation button at the top. If you click that, we actually have we just released this, our Noster, our federation discovery service. And this is all done through Noster as well. So I can see oh, here's one federation, here's another, all these different federations and who they're recommended by. So this one, you see Odell, Tony, there's me. This one I see you recommended Madeira. And this is the free Madeira one, and this is another one. And this one's new. This one, I created a day ago. I don't know who this is. But
cool.
So does everyone have a wallet set up and everything? All right. So I would recommend joining a federation, unless you want to put $70 to get a channel. I use the Freedom one because they have a cool picture, but the Free Madeira one is the first one as well. That one's good. The Fedi team just announced the other day that there's a new one, but it's not been announced on Noster yet. But this new one, what's it called? Bitcoin Principles is a new one that's coming out. It's interesting too. They're adding tether swap services with this one, trying to target developing world and stuff. Where'd it go? I'll add a federation. And then from there, so that's the easy part of the wallet. We also added recently things like lightning address. For now, it's how we make our money is Mutiny Plus. You have to pay a monthly subscription. So for the lightning address, if you pay once, you get it for life. It's just you need to subscribe for 1 month at least. We'll eventually have a free tier of that. Otherwise, it's just I can pull out my phone and try to getting up. You just create invoices, and I can pay it from my other wallet. Send here, should be here in a second. Boom. So that's kind of the idea. And so one thing you can see is this one says unknown, which is a little ugly. And so that recently I had something with searching. So, in Venmo and stuff, you can just find friends and you say hey, I'm Ben the Carman on Venmo. We're trying to do the same thing with Noster here. So if I want to, send some money to Jack, I can just search Jack. I can DM him hello, or I can just send him some money in a zap, hello Jack, and I can send him a sat. Unknown error.
This is pretty cool though, because you can receive zaps straight to your Fediment now.
Right? So I can pull up my mainnet wallet on here. I might need to. I use this mainnet one for developing sometimes. So I need to set up the developer version of it. Let's see. Oh, I have it running on my other phone. So this is one of the our biggest challenges we had in the beginning is there's a lot of hard work that goes into making sure things don't break. And one of those is if your lightning node is running in the same place at multiple times, basically everything breaks. And one of the great things about Mutiny is it runs anywhere. So it's super easy to spin up on multiple devices. And then our problem was it's so easy to run anywhere that people keep spinning up on multiple devices at the same time, and then everything breaks. So the first day we launched, well, that's a problem, but like no one's gonna do that. And then like within 10 minutes we have like a bunch
I think that's
of
the first thing that I did.
yeah,
honestly.
exactly. So many people are just like, oh, I put it on both my phones. It's like what? So yeah, we fixed that now with a lot of it's not recommended, but it's mostly safe. But yeah, so this is on my main wallet. So you can see here like this is us like testing stuff. Yeah, like all the zaps I was receiving today on Noster or the last few days, they all show up here. I can see who zapped me. I can let's see. So I can send to you. You got an E plus, nice.
Yes, sir.
And cool thing is too, we're also doing Noster DM, so I can like request money from him. I can say
$100.
I try to do that. The developer.
So this will come through in my Noster account or in Mutiny Wallet or both?
Both, yeah.
Okay.
So like this is all Noster stuff. So it's the idea is like it's supposed to be interoperable. Where like I can send him this DM here.
Yeah, send it to me. I'll pay it.
Yeah, if I open this up in Primal, though, it should have my DM. You can see, like, it'll also be there.
Cool, Primal. Is that your favorite Noster app?
I use Damus on my phone, but Primal's best for web, I feel like.
I just got it. Yeah.
That's
cool. So pay this with Phoenix. Let me try it with my other wallet real fast.
No, it's not showing up here.
Second here.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. So that's kind of like the nice thing is like we're trying to not just like be pigeonholed into like our own like walled garden of everything, where it's like everything we want to do is a protocol. So if you don't use Mutiny, if you're on any Noster client, you'll get this, and it'll just be most Noster clients, if you see an invoice, you can just hit pay on it, and it'll automatically pay it. So that nice thing of like being able to do that. And as well, we have some support where if you guys want to try to search me, Ben the Carman, and send me an invoice, it'll show up in my DM request here, or I guess it's only if I call you that we try to do that to prevent spam. But the idea is, I don't want to, like the send side is nice where if I need to send to you, I can just push a payment to you. But requests are hard because there is no kind of like easy way to pull payments on Bitcoin. And like, otherwise, like the way they do requests or something like Venmo or Cash App is they just have a database of every single request and they give you a push notification. But we're trying to do this in open protocol, and like we tried to like galaxy brain it with like lots of different these authentication tokens, all that stuff. But it kind of just resolved to like let's just do DMs because that's just simpler. And then like every Noster client already supports DMs, so we can just by default have that.
Well, Ben, when I was there downtown a couple years ago, and you guys like first came out,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like a node replacement at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Is that still how you feel? Like it's a
Yeah, so there's still like all this fancy Noster stuff is like basically just like a front end on top of this. Like I still have a Lightning channel here. I can go here and like show you like I have an online Lightning channel. Everything is still happening.
so it's still like a node, but
Mhm.
not with you don't need the node hardware.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
all web based and not blocked by iOS or Android or somebody else.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's the only hard part is like the nice thing about like having like a hardware node like it's sitting in your closet is that it's always online then. So you can like if someone wants to pay you right now and your phone doesn't have the app open, then if your phone doesn't have the app open, normally you can't receive. So with the hardware node, you can. So that's why we recently did all this Fedimint work, because if you're offline, the Fedimint can receive for you.
Oh.
And then when you come online, you can either like sweep it to your self-custodial balance or just like leave it in the Fedimint for like easier payments in the future, and stuff like that.
So I just tried to send you 10 sats and it said failed to find root, but that's probably because my sats are not in the Fedimint, right? Because right now they're on Lightning.
Yeah. So yeah,
I did it before.
our light. So yeah.
Did mine go through? I think.
Yeah, so this is like one of our hard parts is like, so all of our Lightning stuff is built on LDK. Yeah. So I got Jason's payment here. And we're like, it's like us and Cash App, they're the only people using LDK. And so we find all the problems and have to fix them. So one of the big things is payment reliability like that. So that's something we've been working on a lot lately is we have, normally the reliability is pretty high, but just slow. But yeah, we've had some problems lately because we've had a large influx of users recently with all this redesign stuff, and that breaks things sadly. But yeah, otherwise,
It's much easier for the end user than running your own Lightning node. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's the goal. I guess I can try to show the Lightning address stuff. The Lightning address stuff is pretty cool.
So it has a Lightning node built in from, who was it you said?
LDK Lightning Dev Kit. It's it's basically just like a library for building Lightning nodes instead of like normally like on your Umbrel or Star9 there's like LND or CLN. Those are kind of like custom built to like run on a server, like it's just long standing and always on. Versus like LDK is an alternative implementation. It's really just like it's development kit. So like developers like us can custom build it for their use case. So what we custom built, like our LDK Lightning node like code, to be specific for running in the web on a browser. Versus like Cash App is using the same code base. They're running it, for their always online mega infrastructure for their app. So there's different like use cases for it, but we're kind of optimizing for this, and it's nice because we can do a lot of different optimizations that the other guys can't. So like people like Zeus, they're also using like LND on the phone, so they're running that always on like monolith node, but it's on the phone, so they're losing some of those like nice to haves that LND built for that, and it's kind of worse for that. Where like with LND, you need to like sync all this extra data, and it takes like a lot of bandwidth and time to sync up. Versus like ours is optimized for mobile, so like we can sync those things in like a matter of seconds because we used to have like optimize like caches and stuff in the server we just download from places.
No, I didn't realize that because I've run a lot of problems with Zeus like that. And so you don't have. So are you guys managing the Lightning node? Because that's a real pain in the butt.
Yeah. So there's an LSP where basically everyone who makes a Lightning channel in Mutiny goes to that LSP, and then that's where like you get charged fees. And yeah, so we don't run that. Voltage runs it. Tony and Paul, before we started Mutiny, worked at Voltage and like helped build that for Mutiny once we did this. And so everything goes through there. We're working with a couple other people to like add options. So we will have like Zeus's LSP Olympus available hopefully soon. And we have one other one that's, I don't know now, but that one will be announced, but we're like beta testing it right now. It's getting close, but yeah.
Is there another question in the back?
Yeah, for your request, is that public or is that private?
Yeah, so all the requests here and like when you DM someone, those are all it's as private as Noster DMs are. So so I can, it's basically like what everyone can see.
Which leak all your metadata.
Yeah. So like everyone can see like I just DM'd Jason but they can't see like what I actually sent to him. And as well, it's like it could just be like hello, how are you, or it can be a Lightning invoice. Like no one can tell that either. Same with like payments. Like if I want to pay someone, it's being slow on here. So if I like pay someone, we have these toggles at the bottom. So it defaults to like the most private option right now, which is basically just like there's absolutely zero announcement about it. It's just a payment, and like even if I'm sending to Igor, it wouldn't know it's from me. Then our second option is a private zap. So this would be like only me and Igor know, and that about like who's sending the money. The thing is though, it's a zap, so the amount will be public to everyone. Everyone will see that Igor did receive 100 sats. And then the final is a public zap where everyone sees that I sent him 100 sats. And as long as the message is the same like privacy things of me sending it. So like, and I'll send to him. Okay. Normally it's not this slow. I'm not in the developer version, so it runs a lot slower. But yeah.
So how do you swap from the Fediman sats to the Lightning sats?
Good question. So yeah, this is something that's kind of manual right now, but we want to optimize for. But yeah, so yeah, like right now I have like 3 balances. I have like an on-chain balance, a self-custodial Lightning balance, and a Fediman balance. And you always have like a swap button here if you can like move it to somewhere like better we consider. So for Fediman, I can swap it to self-custody where I just hit the swap button and I can type in, you know, how much I want to swap, preview it. It should give me a fee.
I don't have the swap button.
So yeah, so one of the things is, like I said earlier, like the cost for like opening a channel is kind of expensive sometimes. So we make a minimum of 100K sats to be able to swap out. So
okay. Now I have 30,000.
yeah, so yeah, if you had 100K, it'll give you that option to swap out.
So you have to send it to the Lightning side first, and then you can swap it into the Fed.
No. So the Fediman, like once you add a federation, just like any receive you do should go into your federation.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, like the idea is it's supposed to be like, you know, as seamless as possible. The one caveat is right now, so if I create an invoice, I guess I have to make a big invoice on this one. I can do that. Where's the other one I had? So on this one I added a federation. I only have 1,000 sats. But if I make an invoice for 200,001 sats, that's our limit. Then it switches to here to Lightning. And then I'll have to, now I'll be charged a setup fee for this because this creates a channel. So like right now we have it where any invoice over 200K sats will go to self-custodial Lightning. So, you know, we're trying to like push the users to like, you know, you start putting a lot of money on this, okay, now you should try to move to the self-sovereign version, not the, you know, semi-trusted version with the federation stuff. But yeah. But one of the things we might start doing is like adding like different modes where like by default it's like Fediman only, where it's like super easy to use, and then you can like upgrade the self-custody model where it's like kind of like where it is now, where it's this hybrid approach, and then eventually you want to add like a third mode that's like the most sovereign as possible, where like any sats in your Fediman are like automatically swept to your self-custodial node, so you just like only ever have funds on the Fediman like at those.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking it did now, but I guess that's coming in the future.
Yeah. We thought about it, but it's like for now, like the Fediman stuff and the Lightning stuff, it's like they're kind of like sectioned off. So once they're like really stable, we'll start adding all the fun interactions.
Nice.
So could you use the receive to generate like
Invoice.
and then you send it from your Lightning address in Mutiny too?
Yeah, I mean, so like you don't need to like send to yourself. I mean, like, are you sending from another wallet or?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if you wanted to like, you know, fund this, you know, you could just, you know, do 1,000 sats and pay it from any other wallet, and that'll fund. Now you have like sats ready to go. The one thing is like right now the federation stuff doesn't work with Strike and maybe River because they have like issues on their side. Because Fediman's so big, they are so new, they haven't like handled all the edge cases with it. But we're talking to like Jack Mahler's, he's gonna fix it soon, apparently. So one day, yeah. But yeah, so you should be able to send from basically any wallet into your Fediman.
Cool.
I don't know if you guys have any other questions, but yeah, always mutiniwallet.com for anything, or always feel free to reach out.
What's your goal? Like, if you guys could have this take off to its nth degree, like in 3, 5, 10 years, what's your end game? Is there like a fiat equivalent standard that you're shooting for, or is this completely different?
I mean, like I don't know, like part of it's like, you know, rival like Venmo and Cash App and those kind of things. The thing is though, it's like those are like these like centralized like walled gardens versus like we're building all on top of open protocols. So like it should be like smaller but also bigger than that, where it's like, you know, the hope is like, you know, to be the default like best Bitcoin wallet that there is, where like like last cycle, like everyone was using Moon Wallet for like Lightning and on-chain, and that kind of ran into problems with all the issues they had. It's like we hope to be like, this cycle's like best Bitcoin wallet that everyone recommends and stuff like that. So, it's slow and steady, but for short-term goal like that, long-term, I guess, same kind of goals, like, Bitcoin scales to everyone on the planet and everyone's using Mutiny, hopefully. But yeah, we'll see.
So
when we get
Fedimint
there.
gives you some good privacy as well, right?
Yeah. So
are there any other privacy implementations on your roadmap long term?
I mean, we have the Fedimint, you have really good privacy where, you're using this guardian or these set of guardians. If I make a payment, they can't see that it's me making the payment. They just know someone made a payment, and they can't distinguish any user from a different user. So if they say like, oh, Ben is sanctioned, he can't make payments anymore. The only way to stop me from making payments in the Federation is shutting the entire thing down. They can't single me out between any other user.
Wow.
Right.
So
That's awesome.
yeah, it's using all the eCash.
Blinded signatures, right?
Yeah, blinded signatures and stuff.
Yeah.
Xiaomi
and eCash.
Yeah, we actually use the same stuff for when we register a Lightning address. So like any data that's associated with your wallet is not associated with your Lightning address. So if you make like Osama bin Laden at Mutiny .plus, we might have to ban that because we don't want to go to jail. But the way we implemented it is like we can ban that Lightning address without ever touching anything in your wallet. So like if the government says like not only do you have to ban that Lightning address, you need to ban the wallet that's associated with that. Like we can't link the two. So we could never like somehow single you out and stop you from using your wallet.
Can't be evil instead of don't be evil.
Exactly. Yeah. Instead of don't be evil, can't be evil. And there are some other nice privacy stuff we do. Like when you make these the Lightning invoices that go to your self-custodial Lightning, this actually is like a invoice that's wrapped by the LSP. So basically the LSP kind of acts as like a VPN to the Lightning network for you, versus like with most wallets, your own node generates the invoice and then it's just routed through the LSP. Whereas with this, you create your own invoice, but then you give it to the LSP and they create an invoice with the same payment hash. And then that's what you show like here. So if I scan this with like Strike or something, Strike just sees, oh, Ben's paying this LSP. Doesn't see Ben's paying this individual Lightning node. So it gives you some more privacy where now like basically you have the same anonymity set as everyone that uses Mutiny instead of like just your own Lightning node on your phone. So it makes it like a lot harder to distinguish what the users are doing from the outside perspective. For more private stuff in the future, I mean, we have it on our website to try to do some like CoinJoin stuff. Like one thing I would love to do is
like Lightning Vortex, right?
Yeah. So there's kind of two models we can do. Like I say, who here knows what CoinJoin is? Okay, about half. So let's see. CoinJoin. Let's see if we can find a good.
Wait, what did you call it? Did you say Vortex?
Yeah, it's his project, Lightning Vortex.
Lightning Vortex.
It was you can explain it better than I can.
Yeah. We'll get to it soon. So that's kind of the basic idea of a CoinJoin is like Bitcoin transactions have inputs and outputs. And normally it's easy to identify like, oh, this person is paying this person just based off looking at it. So the idea of the CoinJoin is like have everyone in one giant transaction pay themselves in the same amount. So it's hard to tell like whose coins are whose afterwards. And it kind of lets you give yourself privacy for your Bitcoin and help in the future. And so there's two kind of ways we could kind of fit into current Mutiny's model. One of them is like Vortex. What I did a project in the past. Basically, like instead of like these payments going out to yourself, you can have it going out and creating a Lightning channel. So now you basically are doing like mass opening of Lightning channels in a private manner with everyone, and getting those nice on-chain privacy benefits. It is kind of hard for mobile though, which is our main problem why we haven't done it yet.
It is like an on-chain CoinJoin then. It's just opening channels with it.
Yeah. But one idea that we've been looking into is instead of like doing all this fancy stuff, coin joining into a federation, into a Fedimint, because the nice thing is with Fedimints is it's like I said earlier, it's like this protocol and do all this fancy stuff. So we don't need like all these like outputs for every single person like a normal coin join does today. You can instead do all the splitting inside the federation, and like we were saying earlier, has all these really nice privacy properties where the federation can't distinguish users. So you can have like a transaction with like 1,000 inputs, only a single output, and then do all that splitting inside, and then the users can withdraw whenever they want. And that fixes like two big things. One, it reduces the on-chain size of it, so it makes it a lot cheaper for users. And for two, you're going into the Spediment, which has all those nice privacy properties. So it fixes all those like different foot guns that are with like post-mix spending and stuff. Like if you guys follow the Twitter drama, there's always like, oh, Wasabi had this post-mix issue and someone doxed themselves, or Samurai advocates like all these different tools they have just to try to help that post-mix privacy. But you could just kind of do away with all of that and just like use the Fedium just kind of gives you all of that for free, and with like easy to use and all stuff like that. So you don't need to be like this, do all this research up front to figure out how to correctly store your privacy. You just coin join into the federation and then just handle it from there.
I went to the Finney Forum like 3 or 4 weeks ago in Dallas, and they had the lawyer for the what was it, the Tornado
Cash.
Ethereum guy
Yeah,
Europe,
Cash.
and he got busted because of this shitty chain analysis crap that the federal government uses, which is completely unethical. Are you guys worried that they went after them? I know that's open source. Is there any fears like they're going to start coming after any of this coin join or
there's some fears. Like our saving grace is like a lot of the reasons they were able to go after was because they're like profiting off of it and like facilitating it.
Oh, they were. I didn't
So yeah,
realize
like
that.
the way it worked was like basically you would like it was easy to mix Ethereum. You could do that the same way you like mix Bitcoin, but they were doing things like, oh, if I want to mix my like USDC on Ethereum or like mix my tokens, it would like they'd
My
have
cocaine money.
yeah, exactly. You'd have to do these fancy things, and that would allow them to like target transactions, and that like let them go after.
Are you talking about Robert Sterling?
Yeah.
Is he your buddy?
What?
Do you know him?
No. His lawyer showed up at Finney Forum 3 or 4 weeks ago, and he gave a readout of how because they just lost the case.
Yeah, I know. That's Tor and somebody else. Yeah, I've been trying to get somebody on my podcast to talk about this court case.
Yeah, I guess Tor's the lawyer. Is that right?
Well, Tor doesn't want to come on my podcast. He just wants to talk about coming on my podcast. So, well, no, I've been exchanging emails with him for almost a year.
Oh wow.
And granted, part of it is a gag order, but now again, it's who knows. I mean, after a while, you just get tired and move on. If I could find, it doesn't have to be one of his lawyers. Anybody who's following the case would be cool. Yeah, thanks. I'm sorry I missed the Finney Forum. That would have been a good event.
Yeah, he had there's two people. It was the lawyer, and I guess the lawyer, I don't know if the other guy was a lawyer as well.
There were two lawyers working on the case. They usually work as a team.
Yeah, so maybe the other guy will be more amenable for it.
Who knows?
I don't think we have anything other cool I can talk about. Not really. I guess I shouldn't really mention, but we are on iOS and Android too. So we advertise this like cool web wallet that everyone can use. But at the end of the day, like the app stores and like native apps are better. Like they're more secure and have like you get more features and stuff in there. So we do recommend like use these apps. But like we said, if they ever start censoring us, you can always just type in your 12 words here, and everything will be right back. And they can't stop that. So, but it is now we're doing this. It is personally more annoying because now we have to like go through all these approval processes, and it's less fun. But yeah.
Is it easy
Yeah, we
to
heard-
find the 12 back points?
Yeah, that's. I guess I shouldn't do it publicly, but you go to your settings, and tap to reveal here. Yeah, and back up, and So yeah, we always try to. One of the hard things we solve is as well with this is like, with like your 12 words is just like basically a private key, but for your Fedimint balance and for your Lightning balance, there's a lot more that goes into like actually securing that and restoring that. So to be able to make that where you can like restore across devices, or just on the same device in case you lose stuff, is all that like important state is like backed up to the cloud that like we're running, but to keep it like non-custodial and that we can't like snoop on you or steal your money, it's all encrypted to the private key that is your 12 words. So as long as you have those 12 words, you can find your stuff in the cloud, pull it down, and decrypt it, and we can't really stop you there. It's always best to have the local version because if we go down, then that data could be gone, but it's not reliant on it per se. It's just it's always there in case you need it, kind of thing.
Well, it's on the main Bitcoin blockchain, right? Or no?
Well, your on-chain Bitcoin is, but yeah, like so like in your Lightning channels, like the channel is just on chain, so be able to like claim your money, like because say like that channel, like me and you open a 1 Bitcoin channel, but I have half and you have half, to like prove that I have half and you have half. There's a lot of like signatures and stuff that me and you have negotiated to do that. And to, like download those signatures, you need to like have that state around, so that's stored in the cloud for you.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to know the current state of your channels, right? Because then if you don't, or you try to post an old state, right, then you can.
And bad things happen.
Yeah. You basically get a penalty, right?
Yeah. So yeah, if you like, one of the hard things is like if I have like if we've done 1,000 transactions and I lose like the latest state, I have like state 9999, so I have 1,000. If I broadcast that state, you can just steal all my money because I'm cheating now with broadcasting the old state. So that's something we do. Like make sure that like that stuff is very like hard tuned and stuff, because if you can't have that invalid state stuff happen, otherwise people lose money. Luckily, like when bugs do happen, we're close friends with Voltage, so we can always get people's money back if it does happen, but it's pretty rare nowadays.
Are you guys using AI for your development?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of ChatGPT and Copilot. We've talked about like trying to use AI in other places. Like it'd be fun to like have. We kind of like Unleash Chat. So like this is the cool thing about being on Noster. It's like it's just protocols like this. I think it's DM like.
Yeah, now they have a recent Noster integration there too.
Yeah. So I can just ask it a basic question and.
Oh, that's a chatbot?
Yeah, so this isn't even run by us, but you can talk to it right in Mutiny.
That's MVK's project.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I've never tested this before, but in theory it should work. But yeah, we've talked about trying to do some other stuff like using AI for like lightning routing and stuff like that to try to like optimize it in those regards. But I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Or do I need to pay? Let's see. Oh, this would be cool if we just get an invoice.
It did.
Okay. I need to feature request for Paul's make this selectable.
Right.
Yeah, and so I could pay this and it's going to talk you to it in theory. But yeah, that's kind of our hope is like, this is cool. It's a cool thing about being on Noster is like, someone else built this app and now I can just use it inside of Mutiny without ever having to like, we never built anything. Cool. So yeah, like it can kind of become this, almost app of apps just with like, this is just because we added DMs. Like it's nothing like fancy we implemented.
Everything out, right?
Everything out, yeah. Those like we were talking earlier, like we spent 2 months in Madeira and like a lot of this redesign came out because of like conversations there, and like one of the guys, he kind of gave a talk about chat is basically the universal like design of everything, where like even like Venmo's like, where did I have that? Like their design is almost just like a chat, but it's just payments. Like, I guess this is like the feed, but like normally when you click on a friend, it's just like, back and forth payments and like basically kind of everything resolves the chat. That's why like chat GPT is like so simple. It's just talking to each other and it makes it feel amazing. So it's like kind of why we went with chat, was just like, at the end of the day, like I'm trying to talk to a human and do human things. So I'm just going to, discuss things and then eventually we'll make payments and like just let everything exist there and just use chat as a medium to let the user do whatever they want afterwards, because it kind of enables everything. Like, so.
Yeah, those chats are end encrypted, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything on the Noster development roadmap that you know of that's supposed to fix that issue with the metadata that gets leaked? Or
Yeah, so there's,
because once that happens, I think this feature will be really secure, way more secure than Venmo for sure.
Yeah, so they came up with like a new, it's called NIP44, like encrypted scheme for it, which I don't know.
Oh, that's for Noster?
Yeah. And then
when is that getting?
I mean, it's like, the thing is like a lot of these like exist, but I don't know. But yeah, like the thing is like a lot of these like, it's a protocol, so it's like, you can just kind of do whatever you want, but it's like it needs to be adopted, and like, so like we thought about implementing the more recent version of DMs, like the fancier, more encrypted, like less or more private version of it. The problem is like basically no one else has implemented it, so it's like I would DM you and then you open Primal and you can't find it.
Right.
So it's like if everyone moves over, we're happy to move over and help, but for now it's like,
so there's already a reference implementation for that NIP.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a way to use it now.
I think Amethyst has like beta support for it, maybe Coracle. But,
Okay.
Well, Jason, I was at the Roundabout Farmers Market off of University, and I was trying to get, because I had a Bitcoin shirt, and I'm like, you guys need to start doing this in Bitcoin. And everyone's like, you're talking crack. Like, and so, but it could be a pilot for like, I don't know if it's Mutiny, but something like super simple for people to understand and transact.
I agree.
Even if it's one or two people, it just starts getting viral. And we got to get to, because right now.
Yeah, I've gone to Wolf Ranch Farmers Market a few times to talk to a few the vendors up there. Got a couple that were interested, but yeah, I mean, it's a big effort. You got to get up there and you got to have a booth and you got to educate all the other folks around. And then, I think the ideal thing to do would probably be to like have an educational session before the farmers market starts, get everyone set up their wallet, show them how to use it, and then bring a bunch of Bitcoiners in there, right?
Yeah. I mean,
so I want to do that eventually. So if you
it could be like
team up on that.
If we could like use your organization, like create a federation.
Yeah.
And then put money into that, just to get it going. But that's the kind of groundswell stuff that's really needed.
Yeah.
I mean, people here in the U.S. aren't going to wake up a whole lot until inflation hits, 1,500%. They're still kind of clueless, but at least tell them we can keep working on it.
Just need to vote harder and fix it. One day.
Cool.
Try out Mutiny Wallet more, and if you ever have any questions, like DM me. So, G.
So G.
Somebody asked me because I was showing them Mutiny Wallet one time, and they were asking like, how is it safe to have your keys online? So I guess because I was showing them how you can't get banned and all this stuff, and they were like, well, how safe is it to have my private keys on a web browser?
I mean, that's why I recommend using the native apps, because like I said, they are a little more secure in that regard. But yeah, I mean, we do some protections there, and as well, I think we have it somewhere in here. You can so if I back up you can encrypt the seed words in your browser. So you can like set a password here, and then so now if my password's hello, now all that like important state that if someone finds they can steal my money will be encrypted in my browser. So then if anyone tries, if like some website or malicious like extension or something like was able to get to that data, it'd be encrypted then and they can't find it. But normally we do recommend that's why we kind of recommend the native apps because they're a little more like sandbox and lockdown in that regard.
Yeah, do you guys have a tour site as well to get to?
No, we would like to. The problem is like a lot of the ways that we use the browser to like make it secure is the same ways that like people like Facebook use to track you. So because of that, it like a lot of like the privacy browsers like don't work with Mutiny because like we store like all the state into like your browser storage and stuff. Like that's the same thing like Facebook tries to track you, just putting stuff in that storage. So like all like things like Brave in some modes and like the Tor browser just always wipes the state. So like even like some.
No, but like I mean, do you guys have a tour server like what is it? Oh, like Carman site.
Oh no, yeah, like I would like to, like, but yeah, like I said, like the browser won't really work with there. Like we had the same issues with like, because you can deploy your own Mutiny on Star 9, but like a lot of people are having issues. It's like, oh yeah, I open it up and connect to my Star 9 over Tor, and like the state just gets wiped immediately, or even like while you're using it, because like the browser's trying to be very private, so it's like always wiping data and trying to not persist anything. So yeah, but yeah, like I said, like when you're doing this, you only really like you're not like too like not private here because like you're just talking to the Lightning Network and like the Guardian, and that's all like encrypted and stuff. So it's hard to tell like what you're doing. I guess your ISP could see that like you are using like Mutiny Wallet if you're talking to those services, but it's kind of hard to get around that at least for now. Yeah.
Any other questions? All right.
All right. Yeah.
Well, thanks so much, Ben.
Thank
This was
you.
a great talk.
Yeah.
Learned a lot.